Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Light of the Heart. My name is Anthony. I'm here to talk about an experience that I had just last night um, pertaining to CE5 meditations. It didn't intend to be this way, but it just is what happened. So I was with a friend. We ended up going to a park. It was about to be sunset, and we were just walking, and we decided to sit down on this area of the grass and just watch the sunset and meditate. And I encouraged him to go through awareness, bringing him through awareness meditation, allowing him to feel that within himself, and then eventually spreading the awareness out into the environment around him, starting with that presence and that unity in the moment, and just being present in the moment. And working within this meditation, we decided to go through the chakras. And so I led him through the chakras, going from the root chakra to the navel chakra to the solar plexus chakra to the heart chakra to the throat chakra, and then to the pineal gland, which is in the center of your brain, and then eventually the crown chakra. But part of this meditation, especially if you know Dr. Stephen Greer's meditations on CE5, he encourages when you go into this heart space, like when he does the meditations for the heart, you usually send this love out into not only just yourself, but to the world, the entire world, and then you see yourself like coming through the galaxies, envision yourself sending love into our solar system, into our galaxy, into the Andromeda galaxies and the galaxies far beyond, and even in taking it a step further and sending this massive wave of love throughout the parallel realities and the multidimensional realities in which we are all a part of, and with consciousness and with this loving awareness and presence, we send this love into our galactic family, which is here to support us. And so bringing this all that love, sending all that love back, we bring the love back into our hearts. And I just encouraged him to facilitate this love throughout the meditation. And we continue to work through the rest of the chakras of like the expression and being able to see in the perception and being able to receive in the divine, our crown chakras, be able to receive that divine information flowing down through our vessel. And so just after that meditation, I didn't expect anything to happen, but we decided to lay down on the grass and just to integrate basically the cultivated energy of what we went through in the meditations. And so while we were laying down, I decided to open my eyes, and I'm looking up, like I'm laying down and I'm looking up, and I see a light there. And then I kind of like look at it a little bit, and I was like, "Hey, you see that?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "It's moving." And so literally it comes closer into our vision, and we see it there, and it's not moving in one direction, not like a satellite, because it was a lot closer in the atmosphere. It was one of the brightest ones, and this one stayed the entire time that we were there. We were there for a couple hours. And so we were focusing on this one and just kind of like seeing the movements of it, because it wasn't just going straight, it was like curving, and then it was going in circles, and it was doing all these things to just prove itself to be a UFO. And so that is part of that simplicity of like expanding that love. I believe that is the essence of CE5 meditations, is just to bring the love from within the heart, start from the within, and then expand that love outwards into the universe, and then you can call in these UFOs. We saw a few dozen UFOs out there, and they were undeniable in the way that they were maneuvering. We saw a few of them, there was one here, one at the bottom, and they were all collectively moving in the same space. And so the one that we saw, one of the most phenomenal things that we saw was we saw the original single light that we first originally saw, which was the brightest of them all. And then we saw another one that was slightly dimmer and slightly farther away from it. And so we saw these two literally move in synchronicity, like as they continued to move. It was incredible. There was undeniably like a UFO presence and experience there. And so I'm always super excited when I see stuff in the sky, and I was just happy and just full of gratitude of just being able to see this in the moment. But I brought myself back into like a meditative state, in which I was able to teach my friend just basically to be open to receive. And he felt sensations in his head he was getting downloads of light information. And so for those of you who don't know, we're able to receive in our pineal gland from this crown chakra, that we like this, our brain is the receiver, And so we're able to receive information and new light information. They're able to send light information down into our vessels for us to be able to receive and integrate. And so we were just practicing being in the presence of the moment, speaking our gratitude, speaking our love, just continuing to facilitate that. And the more that we did that, the more we saw a bunch of them just flying out through the sky. There's just so many different ones of them. And here's the thing. So CE5 meditations, Dr. Stephen Greer says you should go into rural areas in order to, like, have the lights like as dim as possible in order for you to be able to see in the sky. We were in semi-rural area. We're in this park area where there were still lights, like there was still like light pollution in the sky, but we were able to see them. I tried to take a video of it. I tried to set my phone down and just have an intention of them just revealing themselves in the camera, just to be able to see them, so I can demonstrate to other people what they look like and how this happens. But my camera didn't end up it didn't end up picking anything up. I tried watching the video, so I apologize for not getting that to you guys. But I know that you guys will all have your own CE5 experiences, especially when you dedicate yourself to this work. It was a truly incredible night, and it was just so transformative, helping somebody else move through the energy of that, because I hadn't done that for them. So it was a practice for me, and it was an integrative and transformative part in the cooperation of my friend to be able to go through that transformation, but to anchor that with the confirmation of the galactic family that's out here, supporting us and loving us from above, and also inviting them into the space that we were all a part of. We want to have these intentions whenever we go through these CE5 meditations in order for us to fully engage and receive and perceive. It's kind of a shock to see these things in the sky, but we have to continue to cultivate that love and that energy so we can invite them down more and more. They can pop up in your space. They can appear as light beings, like if you watch the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, Dr. Stephen Greer, he demonstrates this in video format about just the different experiences that people can have. In CE5 meditations, people have reported of being healed. There's this one guy, he was either partially deaf or all the way deaf, and so he felt this being of light when they were doing the CE5 meditations. He felt this being of light come through his near his heart, and after that CE5 experience, he was able to hear completely. And so I just really encourage the healing that can come from these meditations, and not only just the spiritual transformation, not only just like the awe of the moment, but you can really truly heal, especially when you come from a place of love and unity, and you set that intentions out into the universe, but also to yourself and the loved ones around you. So during these CA5 meditations, it's usually in a group setting, but it was honestly just me and him. And so you could do this together, you could do this by yourself, but collectively in a group, we want to get people together in order to create that vortex energy in which a lot more things can happen. Because when an entire group sets their intentions on love, on unity and peace, and sending that out into the universe and bringing that down into our resonant field, we can experience so many different phenomena, including, of course, UFO craft, different types of phenomena in the sky. But once you get more comfortable in that space, in that place, and you just allow them to show themselves to you in different ways, you can experience ETs amongst you right now. Like when they're not going to present themselves to you when you feel fearful. So you need to start feeling comfortable and allowing and releasing and just trusting in the process of that you are loved, you are supported, and you are protected ultimately. And so this is the experience that we went through last night. It was a blessed and beautiful experience, and it just showed me just how true and how profound these experiences are, but that I would be able to host these myself, because I feel like I feel like I have that connection with the extraterrestrials. And so I would be able to facilitate a space for a group just to be able to inform and to guide others into these CE5 meditations. We're planning on doing CE5 meditations, but we're also planning on hosting sound bowl healings as well, and also implementing cacao as well. Those of you who don't know what cacao is a plant medicine. It is basically the original form of chocolate. It activates your heart chakra glands, so you're more open and you're more receptive to love, and you're able to stand in more love. We're actually about to take some right now, so this is going to be this is going to be a space in which you're able to open your heart. And so we're going to implement cacao and sound bowls so that everybody has a chance to be able to go within, to open up, and to allow these energies and feel supported in different ways. So cacao would facilitate the physical, kind of like the feeling of the love. The sound bowls would create a resonance for everybody to unify in the sound and to be able to collectively tune into the frequencies and to feel comfortable in the frequencies. We want to make sure that people are as comfortable as possible, whether you don't meditate at all, or whether you're an experienced meditator, or a person that has already had multiple encounters with extraterrestrials. We want to just facilitate a place where everybody can feel comfortable, everybody can feel safe and informed, and we just want to create these spaces more and more. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope to see you guys in the CE5 meditations in the future. I can't wait to start this journey with you guys. Thank you so much. Peace.